Welcome. So for those of you who haven't caught yesterday's stream or haven't noticed the title, yes, we're in World 2. Died in the last stream and had to start over. We have gotten a pretty terrible spawn. Managing to make it work though. We'll see what we can do with it. We ran out. We didn't get enough wool on the starting island. We're on an island. Didn't get enough wool to make a bed, so we've had to play through the last 5 or 6 nights without really a good supply of food. So we kind of stuck, but we're gonna figure it out. We haven't died yet. I've also noticed that my microphone wasn't working so well. The blue snowball that I have. So I'm just switching back to this mic for a little while. I think I've found a solution to the problem. I just need to have a proper reticulating mic stand to mount the microphone on, and I'm waiting for that. That'll probably come in 2 weeks or so. So in the meantime, we'll use this. If this gives problems, I'll switch to the webcam mic just to help with that. So yeah, let's see what we can do. And then let me just refresh my memory. What's going on here? If I remember correctly, the last thing we were doing was mining because we're getting phantoms. We still can't sleep. We have 2 wool and 2 string. We need 2 more string. So we're basically waiting for spiders, but we lit this island up to try and stop spawns, so now we're not getting any spider spawns either. We're running out of food as well. I've got 2 pieces of bread and that's about all I have. So I'm trying to grow this. I've got one farming area here, trying to fill it up with wheat. Bread is not the best food source, but it's what we have at the moment. And then we started mining. We've gotten, I think we've gotten some iron. Let me just check where I put it. Cobblestone. Oh, that's right. We used all our iron to make iron armor because I was getting paranoid. And then what we'll do is we'll keep this pickaxe so that we can use that to repair this one when we need it. We don't have any other iron though, so we'll need to be careful with how we use this iron pickaxe. So I think just to be safe, I've got some, what am I missing here? Axe, pickaxe, there. We'll use this to get through. We've started this this expandable mine layout that I found. Hopefully we'll get diamonds soon. We did 1 arm. Let me try and explain how this works. Once I take a swig of my hot beverage. So you start in the center of the 4x4. So this is the center of the mine. And what you do is you dig out in that direction. Well, you can dig out in all 4 directions. And they never cross over the corner. So if you dig in this direction, you'll never dig past this line here. So we started digging in the reverse section because I figured that'll go to underneath our base. And so what happens is you kind of dig that way, and then you come back and dig that way, basically up to where this corner line would intersect. So if you take a line straight in that 45-degree angle, you'll never go past it on that side or on this side. So every time you're going further along. So this, I didn't need to mind that. So you'll see you get up to here, and then you go further that way, you come back, you go further that way, and then you come to here and you go further that way. Every time you go, you're going 6 further. And so but when you're done mining, there's a straight passage to the center again. So you're mining out a whole bunch, but you don't have to run back through this passage. So it's you know, the more you mine, you don't mine 1,000 blocks and then have to run 1,000 blocks back. Now we could carry on in this one because we would go down here and that would be the next arm. But the advantage of this is we don't have to carry on that one. We can carry on any one. So if we've got this one, we can just do this one as well, because now for this one we won't have to go so far. And you don't really have to count when you do that. Well, you have to count all the time, but you don't have to count far. So so you mine in 3, and you mine in 3 so that you expose both of these blocks. So here you would see this side, but you wouldn't see this side until you dig to here and go through here. Then this is the center, and what we'll actually do is we'll dig in the next 3 as well, so that we know when we've connected with the center. And so you're basically digging 6 to a certain extent all the time. So now what we do is we dig 6 this way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then this is the corner. So we don't go further than that, and we've exposed this block. I think the only block that we don't see when we use this method is the block to the right of this. So there's a block in between here that the other side won't discover. And now we're done with this arm. So what we do is we go 3 on, so that we're on the next row of blocks. So in other words, we've now seen this whole row on this side. Now we want to see the next row. So we're going to dig down here to see this row and that row. But just before we do, we're going to dig 2 holes here, because the next row is going to be 3 over, and we want to know when we've gotten this far. And so we're going to put a torch there. When we get past this point, we'll see it, and we'll know we're at the end of the previous row, and we'll know that we just have to go 6 further. So now we just go all the way back to where we were, and then we go 6 further. So now we're back in the middle, and now we go 6 this way. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Is that 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And this is the end. So because we're going, every time we're going 3 in this direction, we're going 6 out, because you go that way and then this way. So you go on this side you go 3 further, and then on this side you go 3 further, so you go 6 further in total, so that you have the 45-degree angle. So for the first 3 we went left, so we're 3 in, and then we did another 3, so we're 6 in, so we go 6 out, and that's how this becomes a 45-degree angle. So now at this thing, so this will be the next row, and then we do a window, because this is the edge. Now the one thing we didn't do here, which we can actually do, is we could just carry on until we hit this window, but then we won't know when we're in the middle, so then we'd have to run all the way back and then figure it out. So I'll just do this one when I get here usually. So go 3 in and put it there. Now what we didn't do is we didn't mine any of this stuff, so probably the best thing to do is to mine everything as you get to it. And hope you don't get gravel. Just filling this in because I don't want to have too much blank spots. And I'm trying to use stone pickaxes as much as I can, because I'm trying to build up a supply of iron. And if you're using your iron pickaxes to mine iron, you actually end up with less iron per hour. So even though we're actually trying to find diamonds, we don't have enough of a supply of iron to waste any of it yet. Once we have enough to make a anvil to spare, then you know we can start using iron pickaxes for everything. So this is the middle, so we do another 3. And obviously the further out you go, the less frequently you'll hit the middle, so it doesn't become so much of an issue. So like here, for example, I'm not counting. I have no need to count because I'm just going down the line. But now that I'm here, I need to count. So it's 6 from here, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's the end. And again here, because I'm just heading back to the middle, I don't have to count. But I think, yes, okay, I had to do it. Eventually the tunnels start to get long enough that you have to actually put torches down like every 6 or so. 1, 2, 3, 4. I just put down extra because torches aren't a problem. We're getting enough coal here. Did I see? Oh no, it was particles from the torch. So that'll be the next row. So I think my strategy is going to be get to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Get to diamond, get to enchanting, get in AFK fish farm. 1, 2. Okay, I did it. Hi Nitro Zombie, how's it going? Sorry, I missed your follow because I wasn't streaming when you followed. Thanks for the follow, by the way, I appreciate it. Oh, well, I've got you. Is this mic a little bit better? My previous mic was very, very soft. Oh, thanks. Yeah, I've seen a couple of streamers go live in Discord from there. I checked out Twitch PC Gaming and who else was it? Somebody else as well. It's quite handy that Discord shows you when somebody's streaming. I like that feature. Yeah, I'm still a little bit miffed about that. Like when I watched it back, I was thinking to myself, there were so many things I could have done there, and I was just shocked when it happened. I didn't react well. Yeah, the thing is, I didn't see them as a threat. I didn't think they were going to kill me. Like, you know, usually if there's one, you have a shield. I mean, you just hold the shield up and then, you know, take them out. But what happened is they separated and the one was behind me, so I was blocking the one but not the other one. And the other one took off about 3 or 4 hearts without me really noticing. And at that time I was just like, actually there's nothing that I can do now, because if I eat then I'm gonna die. But I mean, if I don't eat I was gonna die too. So yeah, I should have just thought quicker. I was standing up against the wall as well, so I could have dropped it right where I was and I would have been safe, but no. Yeah, that was just stupidity on my part. So, but it's okay, we learn from those things, and that's why we might die again, but hopefully not the same way. I see some iron up there. So I originally played Minecraft back in beta, but you know, back then there wasn't that much to do in the game, so I played it for a little while, maybe for a month or two, and then I stopped playing it. And then I came back into Minecraft, I don't know, maybe like 5 years later or something like that. And then I started to play a little bit of modded. And then I also kind of stopped playing for a while. And I only recently in the past, like since, you know, around when 1.14 came out, actually a little bit after 1.14 came out, I started playing it again. And so I'm just kind of like learning about all the... Wait, where am I now? So I've just been learning about all the new mechanics and stuff, and yeah, I'm actually quite liking it. I normally play modded, so you know, I'm used to there being like quite a lot of stuff to do. And I think that was the main problem with vanilla for me before, is like the progression was so quick. Like if you really wanted to, like, you know, quote unquote finish the game, you could do it like in a night, really, if you wanted to. And modded just gave you something to do, you know, that lasted a little bit longer. But these days there's enough extra stuff to do in vanilla that you can actually play vanilla for, you know, a fairly long period of time without getting into like all the building stuff. Yeah, I mean, I'm quite impressed by people who like play Minecraft for 10 years without like ever really stopping. I think that requires quite a lot of dedication. I also think it's a different playstyle, right? If you one of the guys that, you know, does like massive builds and stuff like that, then you know that's different than playing it the way that I usually play it, is to finish it or to just, you know, get through the advancements or to just check out some of the mechanics or some of the mods. But yeah, I mean, it really has longevity that other games tends to not have. Even if people put it down for a while, I've come back to Minecraft more often than I have any other game. So I really commend them for that. Missing one. So this one and this one, so I need that. And I might as well put that back. So, and I mean, it's kind of strange. Like, what I like about Minecraft is, it's quite a simple game, but at the same time, it's also quite a technical one. So you don't need to understand all the technical stuff to play it. Obviously, that's what makes it so approachable. But then you have people like Ilmango and Nembom who like work out all the mechanics of the game. And it can get quite technical, and there's quite a lot of interesting things in the game for people who, you know, have an analytical mindset and likes to investigate like the game mechanics and, you know, odd things that you can do with the game. So I personally find like, you know, redstone, and not even really redstone, because some people make some pretty amazing stuff with redstone, but even just like figuring out game mechanics, like how people make mob farms, how people make zero-tick farms, all these weird things that they discover and make out of, like, you know, sometimes things that weren't ever meant to be. Like, I'm pretty sure zero-tick was not ever meant to be a thing, right? But people have made like all kinds of interesting things out of it, you know, and you get like TNT duplicators and like weird things. Yeah, I find it very fascinating, and that's a part of Minecraft that I really like to explore. But again, like I said, I used to play modded, so I never really play vanilla like in one world for a long time, where you get to the point where you build, you know, all the different farms and all that kind of stuff. So I thought the hardcore challenge is a nice way to you know, get that far in vanilla, because obviously it needs to be vanilla, and it gives you an incentive to like build all those things, right? Like building a mob farm. Like normally I wouldn't bother with a mob farm in vanilla, because you know, if you die and you respawn, you just go out hunting for mobs, right? But in hardcore it's not that simple, because you don't want the risk factor, so mob farm is actually useful again. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Finally, diamonds. Yeah, and I mean the time it took them, right? Because there was an old iron farm that pretty much everybody built, and when that stopped working, it took maybe a couple of weeks for people to figure it out. And it's not just like, oh, they got a working iron farm. All the finicky stuff, like the way that they got the villager to stand on the bed, go to sleep, and glitch out so that he wakes up immediately, so that you don't have downtime with the iron farm while it's nighttime. That stuff is genius. I don't know how people come up with that. That's super interesting. So let me see. That was exactly 6, right? Okay, so I need to go this way anyway. 2, 3, and then the window will be here. So let's see what we have. Okay, as per usual, diamonds right next to redstone and lapis. I basically need to get 5 because I need a pickaxe and an enchanting setup. After that we want to get fortune, so this should give us exactly 5 if I'm not mistaken. Perfect. I'm going to take the lapis because we're going to need that for enchanting 2. I might as well take the redstone while we're here. And the iron actually. There's no more iron there. Oops. Did you manage to build it and it was working? Because in my last world I didn't get far enough to build the iron farm. I'd gotten villagers set up, and I've gotten their trades set up, but yeah, I never got around to. I was going to breed the villagers to make the iron farm. I actually even made the breeding room, put the beds in. I had 1 villager in there. I was just waiting for 1 more villager to fill it up. I think the problem with yeah, 575 ingots an hour, like you don't need more than that, right? Especially if you build it in spawn chunks, like, you know, you're not going to need more iron than that. So I'm just filling this in so that I don't lose my bearings, because this is where we need to be. That's where that goes, and I'll even fill this up just to make it clear, and then I'm actually not going to carry on with this because I don't want to destroy the pickaxe. Yeah, I think I'm going to do it. So the thing is, before I built a mob farm, I built a skeleton grinder, I built a couple of things. I didn't build automated regular farms, but the problem with hardcore is, like, if you build all that stuff and then you die, then it all goes away. So you don't want to build it too early, but then, you know, obviously if you leave it too late, then doesn't help you get the advancements. So I'm trying to figure out the best time to do it. One of the things yeah, so in my last playthrough, I had a villager set up that effectively gave me infinite emeralds. So I just built my beacon out of emerald. It was way easier than iron. So if you get your villagers early, then you don't need the iron as much. But obviously the iron is useful for hoppers and stuff like that. So if you build any other farms, then it becomes useful. And that's part of what I wanted to do. I wanted to build a gold farm in the nether. But one of the things that you need is a whole bunch of you know, hoppers and anvils and stuff to do the entity cramming. So you kind of first have to build the iron farm and then the gold farm. But the issue I actually had with the building the gold farm is I needed slime to break the bedrock, and I couldn't find a slime chunk. I spent like 1.5 streams digging out stuff, trying to find a slime chunk, and I just didn't get one. Yeah, the gold farm it's a tough call because you get it's high risk. You can die quite easily, but then once you do have it, in hardcore you basically have a really great food source in golden carrots, and in ultra hardcore you have golden apples, right? So it makes the rest of the game much easier, but you have to survive making it in the first place. So yeah, I mean that's a risk reward thing. Let's put these here. I think I started a system for organizing this and I'm just not remembering what it was. Dirt. We're gonna need a new iron pickaxe. We luckily have armor already, so that shouldn't be an issue. One thing we don't have is leather. Yeah, that's the one that I was thinking of building, the one with the circles. Yeah, see, that's the thing. Like in normal, that's fine. Like, right, if you die, you know, worst thing that happens is maybe some of your gear despawns. You know, when you take too long to get back there. But in hardcore, you have to be really careful. But that's also another thing. Like you have to try and find like scaffolding instead of just pillaring up with blocks, right? Because scaffolding's much safer. You can go up and down. You know, you can't do the water thing in the nether, so you know, scaffolding's basically your best bet. But then, you know, things spawn all the time. There's issue with the magma cubes. So yeah, I mean, if you build it right, ghasts shouldn't spawn, but magma cubes will still. And even placing the iron golems outside the rings can be tricky. Yeah, that's what I've seen so many people do, is just once you get a totem, just never let go of that thing. But a totem really only saves you from a couple of things, like falling, because obviously once you hit, the totem saves you, and then you just, you know, you've already fallen. But if a mob gets you and you're holding a totem, like even the time between when you die, the totem activates, and you putting a second totem back in your offhand, you can die again, you know. So it's still not 100% foolproof. Let's put. Can I put the coal over here? Because we're going to start to have quite a bit of it, I think. I think we need. I had a bunch of sticks, didn't I? Where did I put them? So I need. Let's get more of the sugar cane. Luckily, I started planting this early on. I'm gonna need. I think I'm gonna need 45 books. 46 books. And let's see. Maybe we'll have food now. Let's see. Do we have 2 rows yet? Yes. 3 rows. Oh, even more than that. That worked out well. Now the real trick is going to be cows. Yeah, but in that clip he got a little bit cocky. You know, you could see after the first one went off, he kind of stopped trying to get away. He was like, oh, I got saved, and then like, oh, I got saved again. He should have been running for his life. I mean, he was running for his life, but what's useful with glowstone? Nothing really that I don't have emeralds, so I can't buy any of that. But the one thing I usually need from him is packed ice, and I don't think I'll need it because I can just head out to there to get it. So I want to check the time. It looks really close to night time. I'm trying to figure out if I should risk going out at night to try and get 1 or 2 more spiders, because I need a little bit more string. Actually, now the question becomes, do I use my wheat for breeding cows? I think I need it for bread first, because I don't have any food. Let me switch to my shield, and it doesn't really matter if I leave the diamonds here or not, because if I die, I die either way. But I'm just used to leaving things at my base to keep them safe. I think that's one of the things about the MCHC100 that's been the most entertaining, is the way everybody dies. Like, I guess it's just the way everybody normally dies, right? But normally when somebody dies, it doesn't really warrant much attention. Like, people die stupid all the time, and then it's not a big deal. But with hardcore, because, you know, people are watching the stream, and you know, it means they have to start over. People come back to the stream, and then, you know, they see, oh, it's a new world, what happened, it gets a bit more attention. Now, because we're looking at it, we actually get to see what kind of silly mistakes people usually make. So I find it quite interesting, actually. Okay, I heard a cow, so there are cows here. Oh, I didn't bring the wheat. I think if I have enough daytime left, I'm gonna lure 2 cows in here. And I think I'm not gonna mess around here. I'm gonna go straight for one of those entity cramming cow things. Oh yeah, actually I only started watching him afterwards. But yeah, I can imagine the people that have been watching him for like all 5 of the years when it happened. It must have been such a shock. 2 wheat should be enough to lure him. But we need to make fences. Let me make sure I have... I'll make dark oak fences just because. I never remember what the ratio of this is. Fences. Oh, that should be enough. Okay, it's gonna be nighttime. Let's put... I'm gonna put them over here. I'm gonna have to go mining again because actually no, I need to get a spider. So now we have to do what I hate to do, and that's risk my life. The problem is if I go out at night, I'm gonna have phantoms as well because I still haven't slept. I get phantoms every night if I'm outside, so... And I only have... Let me at least make an iron axe, I think. I think it's worth it at this point. I think I can make an iron shovel as well, seeing as I ran out of my other one, and then get rid of the stone axe. Okay, I'm trying to see if I can get a I'm trying to not let them get me. So I can't sleep because I don't have a bed. I spawned in on this island and there was only 2 sheep, and I killed them for wool. So now there's no wool to make a bed. So I've tried to kill spiders, and I've killed 2 and gotten 2 string. So I need 2 more string before I can make a bed. I'm trying to get it. So since I just got diamonds, I've got basically everything that I need to do an enchanting setup. But now I need leather for the bookshelves, and I don't have any cows. Oops. See, I've noticed, like with phantoms, they're a little bit glitchy. If you're against a wall, half the time they can't get you. So you just stand against the wall. Even if they hit you, it doesn't really matter. You just eat and heal up. See, they're hitting that roof. Even though there's so many of them, like it's not really dangerous. Until they all come at the same time, of course. Oops. Oops. Okay, now I have to eat. So they don't do much damage, but they have quite a lot of health, because I was trying to get the advancement for killing 2 of them with 1 shot. And I hit 2 quite a lot, but they don't die at the same time. So you'll hit 2 and only one of the 2 will die. This is actually just wasting my hunger. This is one of those annoying things where, like, to get rid of the phantoms I need to sleep. To sleep I need to go out and kill spiders at night. So I have to deal with the phantoms to get rid of the phantoms. Yeah, the potion effect one is definitely the hardest ones. The other ones... So basically the only things that are hard are the things that can kill you, right? And most advancements don't kill you, right? I would say catching like anything that involves moving entities is tricky. So capturing the Ghast and bringing it to the overworld, I think that one is difficult, because you have to understand quite a bit about. Okay, now there's more coming than I can kill. Anything where you have to like capture entities can be tricky. So the Ghasts, because you have to get them in a minecart or something to move them through the portal, and then you have to kill them in the overworld. That one I think is tricky. The potion effect is, I wouldn't say it's hard in terms of like you mess it up and then you lose because you die, because there's so many effects that you have to get, that if you get regeneration from a beacon or whatever, then you might stuff it up and not get it done, but you won't die and lose the world. So long as you can try again, it's not too bad, but it's a lot of work. That one's obviously by far the hardest one in terms of how much work you have to do. That one's also hard because of the shulker, right? Like either you have to get everything into the end to be where the shulker is, or you have to get the shulker back so that you can do it. And yeah, moving shulkers, I find a little bit harder than some of the other mobs, because they teleport, they only stick on certain things. You have to clear out a whole area for them to stick where you want them to. If you do it wrong, they take damage. So I think that really makes that part of it quite hard. I've also noticed that the dolphins seem to be weird. Like even though, if you put them in a place where they should be fine, they tend to die, which is kind of weird. It makes it like unnecessarily hard, which I find a little bit odd. Trying to think now if I don't want to eat anything that I'm gonna run out of. I could grow kelp, but then I have to go outside for that. I could go mining for a bit. I'm just worried it's gonna become day and then I'm not gonna know. Oh, I don't have any more food, so. And I don't think they're gonna burn up if it's raining. So there's some things I really don't like about this spawn, because I need there to be spiders out there, and when it becomes daytime, they'll obviously stick around because they don't burn in the day. But it's just kind of like too far away. You'll see there's a zombie there. He's not likely going to stay there because he's further than 32 blocks away, so he can despawn by me standing here. Idiot. I think it's just the two left, so. I've noticed they tend to path fairly poorly, so if you just strafe while they come for you, you can pretty much avoid them. See? Oh, okay, well not there, because then you hit a wall. Wait, what? just want to get rid of him so I can leave. Okay, I got rid of him. I would say that was probably not worth it. No, I had done some of the advancements to get the crossbows and to kill a pillager with a crossbow, but I hadn't done the actual raid yet. I'd found a village that was close to a pillager outpost, which I was gonna set it up to do the raid properly. But yeah, I didn't get there. Okay, let's just make that bread because I'm out of food again. Okay. So I need to find a spider. Yeah, the mistake that I've seen a lot of people make is they stick in the raid no matter what. Like they feel like they have to finish it. And if you've got an elytra and you've got full diamond gear, you should be on a roof or you should be somewhere safe with an exit strategy. And if the Vexes get to you, like ideally you're taking out the evokers before they send Vex at you. But if you do get overwhelmed, you should just abandon the raid, like just fly away, right? I've seen like 1 or 2 people just keep fighting the Vex, trying to, you know, finish the raid rather than just running away and coming back, or running away and trying it again. I don't see any spiders. Oh. Time to eat again. So there's gonna be some zombies and stuff here. I'm not really interested in them, and they're not gonna burn because it's raining. But I specifically need spiders. Enderman. Oh, did I use... I think I just used all the wheat. Oh, I just realized I haven't been planting all the... Should basically be planting all the sugarcane I can. If I can't get the... See if I have any more wheat. I don't think so. Okay, I just need at least one so I can go and get the... Okay. If I can get 2 cows, then I can start working on the leather. I can't remember the layout for that entity cramming cow farm, because I think there's 2 different designs, and one of them works in 1.14 and one of them doesn't. Okay, I'm not gonna... Let's just navigate this with this car. Oh, does he not swim? Is he swimming towards me or not? I can't tell. What's up there? Oh, it's a creeper. And there's another cow up there. If I knew they were going to swim this slow, I would have... done them together, and then I wouldn't have to swim this twice. Come on, buddy. You can do it. Being on this island is a little bit problematic for getting villagers and stuff here. Where are you going? This is where the happy fun times is. Oh, it's not there, it's here. Come on. Okay. One down, one to go. The thing about the advancement for the raid is to do the secret one, you have to do that as part of it as well anyway, so there's no point doing it until you do the secret one, because you have to have Hero of the Village and Bad Omen, so you have to do it like twice. Okay, I need to keep an eye out. So that's why some of the advancements I didn't do, like what was the one? There was one where you have to like... Oh, I saw that creeper before. That was lucky, actually. I don't want to walk backwards because I don't want to walk into a creeper, but then if I turn around, they can still sneak up on you from behind. There was one advancement that is also something that you have to do as part of that final one. So I figure there's no point to do it early. You're gonna do it there. If your plan is to do everything, you might as well do it once. You know, like doing the raid is one of those. Like, you have to do it there. So, I mean, you might want to do it earlier to make sure that you know you've set up a village properly, or you just have good enough gear, or you know the mechanics well enough. Whatever it may be. But some of the stuff, like there's the one to have all the potion effects, and then the hidden one is obviously all the effects. I don't see the point in doing the one with all the potion effects until you're attempting the final one, right? Because you're gonna get both. But then I've had a issue where some advancements didn't register for me properly. Come on, buddy, you're in the way. Wait. What? Why do you walk out? That doesn't make any sense. Okay, I'm giving up on you. There we go. Now this is gonna seem silly, especially no. Yeah, I need the food actually. I need to eat this raw at some point because I need to eat everything, right? But for right now, I'm gonna keep the steak because that's more pressing. Okay, so now it's nighttime. I want to just grab this before they come, and then I'll go mine while this regrows, because that should give me time to breed some more cows during the next day. And then that one can grow up. I don't think I'm going to need more food, so I'm going to leave the wheat here for now. Let's do some sticks. And then diamond pickaxe. We're going to need that. I'm not going to mine the obsidian yet because I don't need the portal. I'm definitely not going into the nether with iron gear. So we only have one iron pickaxe. We don't have a grindstone. Let me just check. Oh. No, I don't remember what the grindstone takes. I think it's... Oh, I have a bunch of iron here. Is it logs, wood, and slabs? Oh, I think it's... Isn't it stone slabs? Let's... 2 sticks and a stone slab. So once we have this... That registers... smithing table. Sometimes you have to do that. Yeah. So let's put it... I like to put it up like that so that the XP drops. And then you can chuck some of these blocks in there. I'll leave this here so I have more space. So we do need, for the enchantment table, we need 4 obsidian. Is it 3 obsidian? I don't know. We need some obsidian. Sandstone. Oh, I got that from something blowing up, I think. Let me also grab some sticks. Don't need that. Well, I guess we can just leave this. We can always make sticks. And we should get coal before we use 20 torches up. So we'll just... Yeah, while we're down there, if we find lava, we'll just mine the obsidian, because we'll need a few for the portal, and then we'll need some for the enchanting table as well. So let's do this one. 2, 3. And then another 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Sure, check you in a bit. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go another 3 in this direction. 2, 3. Gives us some iron. You're going to need a healthy supply of iron for anvils and all that soon anyway. And we need some for the AFK fish farm as well. So now we go until the window, and then 6, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Some lights there. Two, 3. Save to the window. So window 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oops, what am I doing? So 1, 2, 3. I end up with a whole bunch of redstone actually, because we don't end up using much of it this early on. I think that's where I'm going to stop, because then I can combine the pickaxes. I think that's going to be a good idea. don't even know if it... Oh, it's daytime. Perfect. I'm going to need a... Do I have wheat? Yes, I do. Okay, we should have much more cobblestone and much more coal now. So let's make some furnaces. Let's make another 3. And we put these 3. Smelt all of those. If I remember correctly, we had some stone bricks somewhere. I think we had enough logs to build with it. So let's see if we can... We want to encapsulate at least this section here. So up to here, let's put that. So we want it to kind of be one above. this mushroom out. Oh, I don't know. Don't really have that much of a need for these mushrooms, but I still don't want to waste them. Can you breed again? Nope. Let's just lay out the foundation so that we know what we're building. Or did I get it wrong? Okay, that's fine. I'll make it go. Let it go up to here. This mushroom's in the way. So that should get us to... Is this the right block there? Yes. Oops. So let's try this again. Yes, okay, perfect. Let's try to just get the layout right and then we can do the actual decoration later. Sorry for you, that's not gonna work. So we should be able to split this another 4 ways. And then what I want to do is 4 and 4. Should give us plenty of cobblestone, and I think we can eat this steak now. And think I need the wheat or the mushrooms. All that. I can grab these iron pickaxes now and do this. And where did I? Oh, I have it on me. That should be fine. Yeah, I'm running out of space here, but that should be fine. Actually, let's also make grab some more torches as well. Let's go for a full stack, and then the rest we can put back. Go mine for a little bit, just to try and get the night to go by. I guess we can start with this one. 2, 3. 2, 3. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now you can see where there was an ore vein that actually went over the 45-degree line. 1, 2. That one doesn't actually need to be there. This is that iron vein that went through the other side. Another 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yep, that's right.
All I do is count that paper.
One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. And then I need the window here. And I might as well get all of this.
All I do is count that paper.
That should be right. One, 2, 3. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. Window, window. Okay, I'll get to that when I get around there. Keeping an eye on the durability. Team. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. 1, 2. Oh, it's actually probably daytime already. I still have pickaxe left, but I think I'm going to head back, check if it's daytime. Yeah, it looks like daytime. Thanks, Broken Chunk Loading, for showing us it's daytime. Grab the wheat. Hopefully we also have some redstone and some granite. Some cobblestone in there as well. Oh, it actually took so long that now it's nighttime again. That's kind of annoying. Let's get the wheat at least. Let's go before the I was gonna say before the phantoms show up. And another storm. Seems like in every world I get 2 or 3 storms right at the beginning of the game. Okay, so let's not mine the whole pickaxe. Oh, going underground gets rid of the storm. That's... well, not get rid of it, but makes it so we don't hear it. That's useful. I think I still have some. No, it doesn't. Weather is at like 15%. How low does it need to be? I don't know if it comes up that loud for you guys in the stream as well, but for me that's ridiculously loud. Pokeball. No. Now with my luck, that's probably going to destroy something out there that I need. Two, three, 4, 5, 6. Volume sliders don't make any sense to me. Like, how is that 5%? if it would normally be 20 times louder than that, I swear I could take my headphones off and stand in another room and still hear it. I think that's definitely Minecraft's weakest aspect is audio. The directional sound is terrible, the volume levels are terrible. Let's just leave it at that. We'll have to go back to there. Let's hope it's daytime. If it's still storming, we're not going to be able to go outside anyway. Let me just check something here. Daytime but regular rain. Blue ice with 6 emeralds. Sand. What are you doing with your llamas, man? Oh, now it's nighttime. Can't go on gravel. Okay, that's fine. So let's plant that much. I think that's probably overkill, but I'm just working out in my head. If there's, I think there's a black sheep or grey sheep there. I'm trying to think if I can breed him somehow, but no, can't. I can shear him though. Okay, this is something that I can do actually. Assuming he hasn't despawned, I can go shear him. I have to shear him a couple of times. But in the next daytime, this pickaxe. I don't have sticks. Okay. I'm gonna take a quick bathroom break. Hopefully when I come back it'll be daytime, so I'm not gonna pause it. I think there should be enough distractions for nothing to attack me. So I'll be back in about 2 minutes. And we're back. Okay. Is it daytime? Nope, not yet. Is it still nighttime or is it the next night? Okay, so we've probably gotten enough stone now to be able to build. So let's put that stone there. And we can put the sand and the gravel stairs, all these blocks over there. So we got the 2 white wool and the 1 grey wool. Did we end up killing? I think we ended up killing that sheep actually. Let's see if we can sneak out and breed them a little bit. Haha. Missed me! I'm gonna use some of the wheat for food. No, I'm not seeing anything useful there. Okay. So we still haven't hit lava, which is kind of odd. We still have a backup axe as well. So I think this one isn't the shortest one anymore, but 1, 2, 3, window. Oh, gold, that's something different at least. Oh, I just realized pick block didn't work because I was clicking on stone and I was expecting it to select cobblestone. One, 2, 3. Actually gonna hit our level 30 soon. So 1. Oh. This is gonna be kind of tricky to count now because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. 5, 6. I have to light this up. Oh, okay, it's not too bad. as well grab everything we see here. So this is actually the turning point. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So this is the passage, and then that will be the hole. I guess we can leave the water because nothing's going to spawn in the water. This is let me just check what this song is. Yeah, I was just going to say this is definitely Chip Soul. So we actually found water at Y11 before we found lava. Oh, missed that. Two, three. And we haven't found a lot of caves or lava lakes or anything. So far it's just been stone, which is quite unusual. Let's just keep an eye on the time. When it gets to about 12, I have to build an AFK fish farm. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Wait. Oh no, from here it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That's alright. 1, 2, 3. Poke hole. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3. I haven't found any more diamonds yet, which I find a little bit surprising. But I mean, I've got about a stack of iron, tons of redstone. But I mean, not finding diamonds isn't always an indication of how good your mine works. It's also just like a little bit luck of the draw, because I'm picking one of 4 directions and going. So it could be that just to the other side there's 20 diamonds. But I'm actually not... diamonds would be nice, obviously, but I don't actually need diamonds right now. I tend to mine at 11. I just find it the easiest, because when you encounter lava lakes, they tend to be at ground level. So yeah, it's just the easiest to deal with the lava lakes. And I know that you can go a little bit higher and get more lapis. But I find that even at 11 I find enough lapis. I mean, I can't even enchant yet, and I've got, I think, 1.5 stacks of lapis, so that's gonna do me probably until I have fully enchanted armor. So the other mine that I've done is the one that a lot of other streamers use. I think I've mostly seen Button use it, where he just makes a whole bunch of straight tunnels, like 3 apart, on every level down from bedrock up to 16. And then the theory is that if you just mine straight, they cover all the blocks except for 1 row in the bottom close to the bedrock, which you would only miss if the diamond vein spawned there 1 big, and then you just dig straight through every chunk, and then you will always find the vein of diamonds in every chunk. But I'm not so concerned about finding all the diamonds in every chunk if you can just keep on mining in the next chunk, right? There's infinite amount of chunks, so my thing is just how long do I have to mine until I get diamonds, not did I miss. Like if I had to just dig in a straight line, if it took me 5 minutes to find diamonds, I'd be happy, right? Doesn't matter if 2 minutes in there were some diamonds that I would have missed, so long as it doesn't take too long until I hit the diamonds, it's fine. I've also found that if you progress a little bit further in the game, so obviously right now, you know, I have no diamonds, I have 1 pickaxe and nothing else, so for me getting diamonds is a big deal. But once you have a fully enchanted set of diamond armor, you've got a fortune and silk touch diamond pickaxe, you've got a diamond axe, shovel, sword with looting 3 or whatever, and then you put mending on everything. Then you don't really need diamonds anymore, because nothing that you actually craft consumes diamonds except tools, and you only need more tools the whole time if you like if you use your tools up, which I normally don't. I try and get mending as soon as possible, and then I don't have to worry about it. So let's see what we have. Oh, there's some more iron here. Redstone, 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 iron. Yeah, I mean, mining is just, it's once you have what you need, it's not a time efficient way to use your time in hardcore. Let's keep 33 and then the rest is... So I just heard the wandering traveler drink a potion. Does that mean, was it milk or... Oh, it's just become night. I just missed the whole day. I'm trying to get to daytime, but every time I come up it's nighttime. It's a little bit infuriating, considering I can't sleep, and when I come out at nighttime... Oh no! They glitched out. I hate that. I'm trying to build my house so I can do all this stuff indoors, but it's always nighttime. That works. Because I wanted to finish building this so I can start building things like I want to work on a AFK fish farm so that I can start doing that, because I want to have some levels for when I do get the enchanting set up. If I can enclose this all, then I don't have to worry about nighttime. If I can get it to be daytime, I actually want to go out and try and find that sheep and see if I can shear him so I can make a bed. Haha! Missed me, sucker fool. Okay. Is that iron done? I mean, at this point I'm getting levels from just smelting iron. It's ridiculous. How did I use up all the coal for... I don't just want to mine the whole time, but I... And the problem is if I try to deal with them, they just keep coming. I have food now, so... I also want to work on this thing, because they're gonna, if I keep breeding them, they're gonna pop out. I need one of those things where you waterlog a fence and then they bobber up and down. Let me just go check the mechanics of that. I need a bucket of water. Yeah, I'm not even gonna fight you. Okay, so let's see how this works. Trying to remember. I think this has changed because the last time I built this was before waterlogging was a thing. So if I put, let's learn something here. So if I put that there and I waterlog that, no, that's not going to be the thing. I need this to be a water source, and then bob in here. But we need the small ones to fall through. So obviously the small ones won't fall through there. Because the fence hitbox is too close. So we're going to need like a 3x3. I don't even mind if... So let's say if we do a... If we just do a 4x4 hole with hoppers underneath. If we do a 4x4 hole with hoppers underneath and we just breed them so that they can't glitch out into the walls, then because of how the oh yes, it's daytime, I can finally do something. Okay, we'll figure that out now. Oh, but now it's also still raining, so I should have enough iron now to make some hoppers. So let's do that. I've got plenty of wood too, so let's do this and then make chests. Sure, why not? 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, they don't burn in the rain. You know, in game everybody waits for storm. And I've had 2 storms already, but there's no way you could have a trident this early in the game. Oops. I've got food now, so now that's not really an issue. Now I'm going to spend the whole day fighting these. I'm actually going to ignore them. Because I only have so much time, and day is like the most valuable resource. See, like there, my shield was up before they hit me. I swear there's a game mechanic where they Where's my axe? Is it ever gonna stop raining? Like, ever? I mean, it's not dangerous, it's just annoying. Like, let me do something other than deal with phantoms, please. Where was that sheep? There was one sheep left on this island, I think. Now, I might have killed it, because I see that I have grey wool in my chest. But it would be really nice if Minecraft wasn't completely turd-like and would spawn some more passive mobs, because only giving me 2 sheep and then not spawning any more is kind of crappy. Like, what am I supposed to do? Am I supposed to kill all the other passive mobs just to get more to spawn? Like, I could swim over to one of these other islands to look for a sheep, but I get the feel like this is a terrible spawn. Like, everything is across the ocean, and there isn't like a landmass that looks like a continent. Like, I know most people would get this spawn check it out, realize they're waterlocked, and then just re-roll. But I tried to tell myself, like, okay, part of the whole thing is like, you know, you get a seed, it can be a good seed, it can be a bad seed, but you know, that's what you get. So if you re-rolling every time just because you don't like the seed, you might as well specify the seed, right? It's the same thing. If you start over until you get something that you want, you might as well just input what you want. Part of the challenge is making do with what you get. So I don't see any more sheep. I think there aren't any. I was hoping I could just get some wool, make a bed, sleep through the night so that I can do like something, like play the game. I don't think I've ever had a spawn in any game of Minecraft that I've ever played where I couldn't, you know, make a bed. If not by the first night, by the second night. Like, you know, if I didn't make a bed by the first night, it was not because it wasn't possible, it was because, you know, I was busy doing something else. I hear a spider. And you can see all the, I think what's happened is the passive mob cap is filled up with cows and chickens, right? What? My shield was up. Sorry, buddy. Check your code. My shield was up. Zombie. So this is like the only way I can get hostile mobs now, is just go to the dark places during the day. Look for a spider. I need 2 more pieces of string. That's literally all I need. I've got 2 pieces of wool, 2 pieces of string. So I just need to kill like 1 or 2 more spiders. And then I can make a bed. It's going to be such a mission. Like at some point I'm going to want sheep to get wool, and if I want to bring them here to my base, I mean, I'm basically going to need a nether portal for it, right? Because I'm not bringing them from another one of these islands. What? How did he just fall there? So I need... So they're under there. 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's those ones. And so what I need is... 3rd storm. That is ridiculous. Everybody waits, like getting a storm is like the last thing that they... let's put the chest here for now. What good are fences if they're just like... Can I do this? Oh no, there's too many of them. This is super annoying. confused. Are they all standing on the edge? Okay, that's fine because let me just get some more wheat because I'm gonna need it. Having the storm here shouldn't matter because I've lit up the place with torches, so. But I'm never going to be able to place these. Kind of stuff this up now. All of the cows that are no. Oops. I don't want you standing here. Just need to leave enough to be able to breed them again, but why is that open? Well, that explains why they were getting out. Okay, so long as we leave 2 and we can start breeding them again. If I open this, I might not have 2 left. Ah, they're all coming out now. But run away. Okay. Okay, we have 2 left, so it's not a complete catastrophe. Okay, so let's see, what else do we need? We need... Okay, so since I can't work on that, I'm just gonna work on... What's over here? Perfect. So what I'm gonna do is... try and remember how this works. So let's grab that one, and is it's not 4, yes it is 4, okay. Now I have a fence somewhere here. I can combine these 2 as well. So I can never remember how to do this, but I think it's gonna be like oh, I'm going to need another hopper as well. Yeah. I'm just going to set up, because I'm worried I'm going to run out of time. I'm going to set up a AFK fish farm here. And I think it's going to be... I want the chest to be here, so I need the hopper to be here. And then, if I remember correctly, it's like this. So the fence is going to be there, which means the note block is going to be there. So let's make a note block. Just like this. There we go. So if I remember correctly, we need that for the flowing water. Oh, okay. That's fine. So flowing water can go there. And this will be under the hopper so we can add more chests. So I'm just going to do this quickly. Actually, let me make space first so that So we need the note block over there for tuning. And then we need this over there. Like so. Put that in there, of course. And that should run under there. And then pressure plate. Okay. So the problem with this is we have this now. The chests. But here's the problem with this. We we only have 2 pieces of string, and if we use the 2 pieces of string to make a fishing rod, then we can't use it to make a bed. And I'm still kind of drastically in need of a bed. I also need to go harvest the sugarcane. And I'm running out of space for like crafted items, so I guess crafted items and mob drops, everything. Let's put everything that kind of counts as crafted items and mob drops in there. Just sticks can go in there as well. I'll probably end up using that. Smelt that while we're waiting. This is also crafted items. Can leave all the organic stuff in here. Guess that should technically go there. Oh, cobblestone isn't, but that is. Sand. Okay, so since we are running a little bit low on food, I'm gonna make some bread. Maybe like 8. I'm gonna keep the rest of the wheat because we definitely need to heal up at some point. That's also mob drops. That's also mob drops. Why aren't they burning? They should be burning in the daytime. Okay, we can also try to... I can still hear them, but they're not there. I think we're going to be good for paper soon, if we're not already. I think I'm going to try and get that cow back in. Because every cow that we can breed now is going to go faster. So you cow are going to contribute to the cow repopulation effort. Oh, I don't think... No! How did they... They're supposed to go 2 down. How do those gates keep staying open? Okay, this hole clearly isn't deep enough. What we need to do is grab some more dirt. I've really had it with this cow thing. So just for now, we're gonna need to let's do it this way. Oops. Making sure that this is a one-way trip when you go in this hole. Nope, don't even think about it. Right, so now it's too high. They're not going in there, no matter what I'm holding in my hand. Now I have to find where were the ones that got out here. Where did you go? They ran for freedom. Oh, there you are. Hello. You really don't want to be out there. You want to be in here where it's nice and safe. I guess now the problem is they're not going to path down there because they see that as a too high block now. Yes. Go in. Go in. Boom. Yeah, look at the fun hole. Go into the fun hole. Okay, so even though most of them died, we still kind of have a few, so it's not going to take forever. We will need quite a few for the entity cramming to kick in though, because like with a 4 wide we now need like 100 of them before entity cramming kicks in, which also might not be great for lag and such, but okay. Just gonna do one quick pass to see if any of the other ones escaped. Nope, looks like we got them all. At this point, if they got far enough away, they were probably not going to be led back. They were probably just going to become beef. Oops, that's not how you fall in a hole. I mean, that is how you fall in a hole, you just don't want to do it. Okay, let's harvest a bit more of this. Right now I'm harvesting more wheat than I can feed them, but once I start getting to 100 and I can go through, you know, 200 wheat in one go, I'm gonna need a backlog. So I'll grab all of this now, and while it's daytime, I'm gonna take these. I'm gonna take where were those blocks that we had? Did we have the blocks? Oh no, we didn't. Take it like that, and make the foundations. So these are technically for the foundations, but obviously once they're in place, we actually have what we need to block ourselves off. Now, this isn't going to stop phantoms from coming, because there's still open access to the sky. But once we have this, then we can start to build a roof, and then, you know, we can do farm and everything without going outside, because the easy thing to do would be to build a roof, I mean to make a bed, but since we can't make a bed, the next best thing is just making absolutely everything be indoors. Which sounds stupid, I know, but that's what the game has left me with. This tree is actually in the way. We need it to go that way. We need this to go away as well. Kind of have to get rid of all these trees because they're just unsafe. And so I have so much dark oak, I had to get rid of, like, this was a whole forest. I had to clear all these trees because every time I came outside, day or night, it didn't matter. There's zombies and skeletons everywhere. It wasn't working for me. Can leave that one. I don't know what's here. There was a tree over here that I removed, but the leaves are staying because of this tree. So I think that means I'm gonna have to clear this tree as well to get rid of that set of leaves, which is not great. I think after I clear this tree, I'll check on the cows again. I actually want to build. I'm going to remove that because it looks funny that there's just a little bit of dirt there. So I actually want the corners to be logs, so I'm just going to do that now while I have logs in my inventory. So this is kind of like foundations. Because since we built... Actually, this will all need to be foundation as well. It looks kind of weird when there's... And there's like foundations, but there's also exposed dirt. So this is the corner piece, so that's going to be a log anyway. one as well. Now here there's gonna be sand. Yeah, I think we might have to do the same thing here. And even this one, these two as well, I think. So these won't show from outside, but I'm going to do them just for consistency, because I will see them from inside. But I already put the logs away, I mean the wheat away. So one thing that might be an issue here is the XP orbs are going to build up there. If I don't collect them, it's going to start to cause entity lag. So I think what I'll do is this is getting very tiresome. So what do we need for this? String. Let me smelt some glass. And then I want to fit. So one of the things I think you have to do is this water needs to have. Do you remember? Is it the water source block that you're fishing in that needs sky access, or the block where you are standing? Because then I either have to put it. Above this block or above that block. It's one of the two. For some reason, I'm thinking it's the water source block, but now that I thought about it, it would be simpler to check where you're standing, because you could cast in different spots the whole time. So what I might do is just, once I have the glass, I think, so that's the water block is this one, and this is where I'll be standing. Although with this, I don't know if I want to stand that close, but so I think I'll just do both of them. I mean, the surface isn't far from here. And then I also want to just make a window of sorts so I can see if it's so I can see if it's nighttime. I guess I can put the torch there. Oh, there's a torch outside as well. So it's the bobber, and since there's only one block here to hit, it'll be that one. So I actually need to check not only if it's, yeah, there's no leaves. Okay. Although leaves I think count as transparent, so even if there was leaves, it should still be fine. So So let's try and figure out if we can... Do we have any... I was thinking of building with something like andesite, but I just don't have enough yet. Glass and tripwire, but not leaves. Oh, that's sneaky. But didn't they change... Trying to think now, they changed how transparency works in 1.14. Because now you have blocks like stairs and slabs are transparent. The transparency is sided now, so like if you have stairs, the bottom and the back of the stairs count as solid, but the top and the sides and the front doesn't. So I don't know if them changing that did anything to leaves, because I remember there used to be a thing with there was a lighting thing with, if you covered torches with leaves, the lighting would go through but you wouldn't necessarily see it, but now you do. So I don't know if that actually means that there's a change. That might be from before 1.14. But I mean, leaves is such an easy thing to change. I would just be sure and clear it. Because you see how, like, well, I guess that's a graphics setting, right? If the graphics quality is fancy, then it renders transparent in the leaves and you can see through it. But in fast or whatever the other setting is, it doesn't. But I think that's just a graphics setting. I don't think it doesn't change game mechanics, obviously. So let's do... I think we should have a little bit more space for these now. Oh. I think I already did that. So now it really is a question. Do I make a fishing rod with my 2 string? And then I have to find another wool somewhere. Because fishing is... okay, it'll give me enchanted books, obviously. It'll give me some bone meal. What else will it give me that's useful? I mean, name tags and stuff I don't really need. Yeah, the problem is, so in the previous day I went through this whole island and there's no sheep on this island. And there's no village. So I would have to build a boat, sail off in a direction, and typically for that I would want to take a bed with me so that if it becomes night that I can sleep. But the whole problem is I don't have a bed. It's like the stupidest problem to have in Minecraft. Like I can't sleep. Like I even have 3 wool, right? Like look how annoying this is. I have 2 white wool and 1 grey wool. But you used to be able to do this, right? Make a bed with like back when beds were all the same color, you could just like make it with different colors of wool and you'd get a bed. But now they have to match. So there's like, and I mean I have 2 wool, so if I got 4 string I could make a 3rd piece of wool and then I'd be fine. But fishing doesn't give you string in any way, or wool in any way. It doesn't give you anything that you can craft into wool. So if I use the 2 string, I can get 1 fishing rod. If it runs out, I won't be able to make another one. What a lot of versions of modded have is that you can turn wool back into string, and so if you have grey wool, you just craft it into into string, and then craft it back, and you get white wool. I did like a single player, like I don't know if the streams are still up on YouTube, but I started with this a single player world that wasn't hardcore, and I added just did I add? I added a couple of basic data packs to it, and one of the things was to be able to turn wool back into string, and also to turn slabs back into blocks, right? So if you have two slabs, like I feel like if you can place two slabs like this and it looks like a block, right? You should be able to just craft them back into a block. I mean, you don't even need a crafting table to place them down, so I don't know, some of it doesn't make sense to me. Let's do this. I'm gonna start using exponentially more wheat, yes. Whoa! Where did he come from? Everything is lit here. Oh, do you know what happened? When I built the walls, now the tops of the walls aren't lit anymore, or not lit enough. That is ridiculous. Okay. It's 12:15. It's not too late yet. I'm doing okay. I'm having a bit of a tough stream though. Well, I say tough stream, it's not this stream in particular. It's this world, man. It's unforgiving. This is like I don't know how many hours in. 4 hours in, and I still don't have a bed. I made a little bit of progress on mining and diamonds and stuff though. So, because I can't do anything else really, I've had to mine. And I'm just working my way up to enchanting, because more and more phantoms spawn the longer you don't sleep, and I can't sleep because this little island here, this area, is like where I spawn, right? This side is cold ocean, like there's nothing on the horizon. On that side there's a couple of small islands like this, but nothing that looks like a continent. Cold ocean. I decided to like come onto this small section that's separated from that to make myself a little bit safer, and I lit this whole island up because I can't sleep, so I needed to be relatively safe. But I've just discovered that also didn't help, because now I'm having creepers spawn because I'm building. So we gotta go torch crazy again. Even when I started, there's no food, so I had to I swam out into the ocean with a water bucket to catch fish one by one. I would come and drop them in a hole. I don't even know if I still have the hole. I made a little hole somewhere here. I would just drop them in the hole, take the water out, let them suffocate, and then get the one fish. And then I would cook it with sticks, and then I'd go get another fish. Like, that's how desperate I was for food. And now I've just given up. I'm just gonna let these cows are just gonna. I'm just gonna humanely entity cram them until I have all the leather. Yeah, see, here's the real trick. I don't even know what button cinema mode is because I don't record. I've never had a use for it. I know how to switch to this with F5, but it's so far out of the way I'll never accidentally hit it. Like, I know, like, YouTubers tend to have this thing, right, where they, when the stream starts, you know, you have the cinema mode or whatever, and then you go back in, and then you can put your armor back on and carry on. Yeah, so I actually have, and there's a little trick that you can use. I didn't use the number keys. I know a lot of people use the number keys to switch, like 1, 2, 6, and they just kind of know. They always put things in the same spot. And even further than that, what they tend to do is they have certain patterns. So they'll know, like, oh, 5 is where I build with, right? So then they'll just go, oh, I'm going to build with this, I'm going to build with that. And they'll just mouse over the thing and press 5 to swap the slots, right? That's pretty advanced. I don't even do that. What I do is I scroll my mouse wheel. I'm like one of those people that plays the games with the pointing the mouse and clicking. So mouse wheel is how I get things done. The only exception to that, I don't use 1, 2, and 3. I don't take my hands off of the moving around keys. The one exception to that I have is I have an MMO mouse, and it's got the 1 to 12 buttons on the side of the mouse. So let me see if I can show you here. So I've got these buttons, which are for like the hotkey things. I don't use any of them. I use my fingers to like hold the mouse, but I always leave my thumb on the 1, so I can always get to 1 without moving my hands on the keyboard. And that's why you'll see whatever my current weapon is, it's always on 1. I can always go to 1. And even when the Endermen were attacking me, like, I switched to 1. I had my weapon and I had my shield up, but you know, that didn't help me, because what I actually needed to do was like switch to my bucket, drop water, and then bin safe. And I specifically do the same thing. Like, I put my weapon on 1, and usually either food or the bucket in the last slot. So it's always 1 mouse scroll wheel away. So that's the only thing that I have to remember. If I want this one, I press the button. If I want to get there, I press the button and scroll 1. And I even, once I'm there, I don't scroll back 1. I press 1 on the mouse. The problem is, what you really need to do is like learn how to use all the buttons on your mouse, and just, you know, like, I don't know, put your thumb on 5 so that you can always get to 5, and then get to 4, 5, or 6 by moving up 1, or you know, up 1 for 2. But then you have this funny ordering. So Minecraft has this weird mechanism where it skips enchanted tools when you pick block. So if I put my sword and my pickaxe and my axe and my shovel, all my diamond enchanted tools here, whenever I pick block, it'll always swap it with, I think that's 5 or something, I don't know, I think it's 5. But it also selects it, so it doesn't matter, you know, you can just middle click. So if you yeah, I need to pick something that I don't have. Yeah, so if you're not in those slots, it'll just put it where you are. But otherwise, if you're here, it won't actually take your tools off your hotbar. I'm not very good at like scrolling and ending at the right spot, but I am used to, like, I don't know how to put it really. Like, if I know kind of how far my tools are, so I know if I'm scrolling down, roughly how long I have to scroll to get, you know, all the way to the end or to the middle. But what I tend to do is, if I'm somewhere where I'm not sure where I am, I press 1 so that I know where I am, and I scroll roughly the amount that I need to go. But it's muscle memory, so it's like the more you do it, the more useful it becomes. But one thing I've definitely noticed is it's not easy to form that habit while you're playing hardcore. Like, I'd say it's probably like a couple of months of playing normal when it doesn't really matter for it to become muscle memory. And only then can you really rely on it when you're, you know, in an emergency situation. And if anything, I've proven that I don't perform well in an emergency situation anyway. So obviously there's still more to improve. So is this day starting or is this day ending? Where's the... Did we just miss the whole day? This is west, so that's the sun going down. I think I'm going to have to bite the bullet and see, phantoms are back. I'm just tired of wasting food on them. More stone, okay. Let's make space for it. Leave the wood there. The beef I might as well cook. If I cook the beef, then I don't need to worry about using the wheat for bread. And this is something that matters. I'm not gonna need... leave that there because that's a golden block. Okay, so that is full. Okay. Okay, so I'm thinking, even if I get if I go and get string to make a bed, I'm gonna need 2 string. So if I make a fishing rod, I'm just gonna need 4 string. So I mean that's not much worse. So might as well deal with it. Oh, I think Chaos is. Yeah, sure. Enjoy it. Thanks for coming by, Nitra. I appreciate it. I must check out your stream at some point as well. I think Chaos, this is the first stream that you're on, so I think you're only starting to get points now. I can't remember if I have a command for the leaderboard. No, I don't. So what's this gonna... I'm just trying to think now. What is this gonna give me that I need? The best thing that can come out of this is a new fishing rod. I'm thinking I need to see how, if I had slept. That is the 4th storm. I've had 4 storms so far in this game. I know people who wait like 5.5 hours for a storm. I've only played 4 hours. I've had 4 storms. It's unbelievable. And there's no way you can have a trident this early, right? I guess maybe if I was lucky I swam into the ocean. If the phantoms weren't coming for me, you know, I would just go out and fight spiders. Like, that would be fine. Oh, I'm actually going to turn the... That's so loud. The weather's on like 5%. And I don't know how loud it is on the stream, but in my headphones it's almost unbearable. Let me just make sure if I didn't build this right. I thought as much. I need the I need that. Can I? Oh, that's not good. That. See, that's what I'm talking about. That's like block lag in single player. Like, that was never a thing. So that's, wait. That was weather on 1%. I don't know if... Oh yeah, that's the plugin. I mean, yeah, the Twitch extension. Yeah, there's a bit of a scaling issue on it. That makes it look like sometimes it doesn't fill up the it does a pop-up, but it doesn't fill the whole thing up. I'm not sure why it does that. But you can also have it as a panel. But I think it's nice for some people if they want to see, like, you know, how far you are. Okay, now it's off. I shouldn't be hearing the thunder anymore. And I think I haven't checked it since I died. So it obviously wouldn't have done it before. Oh no, that's not right. Now I'm gonna have to go back in there. See, this is why I said I want to like practice these things so I can do it from memory, because last time I built this from memory and it was fine, but like this time I'm obviously struggling. Because that's supposed to be there, this is supposed to be there, and then that's supposed to be there. But I think I still did it wrong. Let me just check. No, that's right. Yeah, so before I died I checked it, so I don't know if it's done it, but there should be, I think it tells you the last advancement and the what caused the last death. So like, I guess it would say something like, you know, that was eaten by an Enderman or whatever it is. Because I think a lot of people, yeah, the parrots and the bats, well, I was slain by Enderman, yeah. So, because what happens a lot of the time is, you know, somebody misses a stream or they come in late and then they see, oh, this is obviously a new world, and they can see, oh, he fell to his death or whatever. I think the message varies, so it'll be like encountered kinetic energy if you hit something too fast, for example. There's a couple of weird death messages there. I actually don't want to recast, so let me just wait for this to go away. Is that still nighttime? Wow, saddle already. Saddle would be useful if I could go anywhere with it. Oh, actually, now that I think about it, I could have made this fishing farm much sooner because it would have given me food at least. But obviously I don't want to just like sit and fish on the stream, so... But I wanted to build it before the end of the stream because, you know, I want to be able to AFK and not have people come back and go like, hey, how did you AFK? You didn't have a fishing farm. Let's just wait for the thing to... When you don't have a mending fishing rod, you don't just pull in the cast, you wait for a fish. It's like every point of durability on the fishing rod counts. Okay. Okay, so I need my leather for books, but I'm gonna use one because this is... Oh no, it's cool. I normally end my stream at 12:30, so like now. So yeah, that's pretty much me actually. So that's the most important part of your AFK fishing farm, is having a item frame with your fishing rod so you don't lose it. Thanks for stopping in. If you're not around when I end, then and I miss you, it's good to finally get you to catch a stream. So it's daytime, I can go outside. I think just before I end, I'm gonna try to... This is gonna get quite noisy actually. I'm gonna have to turn friendly creatures down to like 2% as well. This. Oh, this is quite a big tree. That's going to be annoying as well. I wonder if I can... I guess I can do another farm here. Should actually move this farm to here. Well, I don't know if I'm gonna need that much once I have enough. Okay. Oh, and we're gonna have to get the paper as well. So now I think the only thing that's left for us to do is continuously work on the cow farm to build up the leather we need. I think we only need 46 pieces of leather, and let's see what our paper supply is at. So we need 3 per book. So 3 per book means that's a stack of books. Stack of books? Yeah, so that should be enough. Because if I'm not mistaken, let me just make sure I've got this right. Yeah. Yep, I definitely got that right. So we need 46 books, which means -4. So that's the paper we need for the... That's all the paper we need for the books, and then we need 42 more pieces of leather. And then pretty soon we'll have we'll start having some entity cramming happening here. Unfortunately, we're going to need to have 100 of them in there before entity cramming starts happening. So if we need 100, that means we need to feed them to, what's it, 200 wheat? But let's, if we look at this, it should tell us how many entities there are. So 28. If we look down, 30. So we're not doing too bad. If we double that, we'll have double that, we'll have 16. If we double that, we'll have 100. So it should only be like two more rounds or so. Okay, excellent. So I obviously can't AFK fish yet because if I do, I'm just going to lose this fishing rod. But what I'll do is, during the course of tomorrow, I'll fish for a little bit. Just basically go through this fishing rod and see what I get. And if I get, I'll just check intermittently. If I get luck of the sea or something, or a better fishing rod, I'll switch to that. Obviously, if I get mending, it'll be ideal, because then I can just stop using this one entirely. And I'll only need one chest for that, because I mean, you can't really, you know, walk away or whatever. And then I'll get some fish, so that'll give me a food supply, so that I don't have to use the wheat for bread. And I'll only need that until I get steaks. So then once I get the cow farm up and running, I mean, I'll have enough wheat to get endless steaks. I've got enough coal to cook them, so I should be good. And then what I might do as well is build a boat, go on an expedition. So I'm thinking some of these islands might, if I can go out during the daytime. I think there's some islands on the other side of this bigger island. Even if I'm just going to keep shears in my inventory basically all the time. If I see a sheep, then I'll shear it. Like, as soon as I have one extra white wool, I can come back and make a bed, and then I can actually go exploring properly. I just don't want to risk being caught out without any means of sleeping and having to fight phantoms and whatever mobs are around. Like, it's going to be terrible. Oh yeah, we get another round. So I don't think we're properly doubling them every time, because it's a little bit hard to hit their hitboxes when they're all crammed like this. But what will end up happening once they start entity cramming is you'll hit some of them, they'll create smaller ones, they'll entity cram the adults to death, and then you'll hit other adults, because the adults that you've bred will possibly be out of the way. But we will end up with like quite a few babies, having to wait for them to grow up, but I don't think we'll need too much of that. Okay, so that's going to be the end of the stream for tonight. I'm going to run about 10 minutes over. Thanks everybody for coming to check it out, Nitro and Chaos in particular. Look forward to seeing your stream tomorrow, Chaos. I think you and I are kind of struggling through the same things, but I think you got a little bit luckier in that after that world, you got a world that seems to be decent. So I'm going to power through this one. I'll either make it work or I'll die, and then hopefully my luck will change. So Thanks for watching the stream, everybody, and we'll be back again tomorrow, uh, same time as tonight, about 9:30, which will be 3 hours earlier than it is now. If you're watching the VOD, it'll be 3 hours earlier than the time that it says this VOD was released. So thanks for checking it out, and I appreciate you guys coming by, and tomorrow. Cheerio.